Welcome back to part 2 of our video tutorial where we are making this turtle race game using Python's turtle module. It's the finished copy of the game that we are creating. Alright, what I am going to do is just show you where we left off last lesson. Okay, this is where we got started. We created the screen and set up the finish line. Next step that we need to do to get our game running is we need to put the 4 turtles in down the left hand side of the track. Okay, so starting position. Okay, so let's head back over to our code where we left off after video 1. And we're going to put in a comment that says turtle1, and I might put blue like that because we are going to draw a blue turtle first of all. Now I'm going to give this turtle a name called blue underscore turtle. And that's going to be equal to turtle bracket bracket. Okay, so what we're doing here is basically creating the first instance of our little turtles. Now I'm going to highlight blue turtle because we're going to be using this name quite a bit in the coming code. Next line of code is simply giving the turtle a color. So I'm going to write blue underscore turtle dot color, and in brackets and quotation marks pick a color. Now you could have blue, but actually I'm going to change it to cyan, which is going to be a light colored blue. It's going to contrast well with that brown background. Once we've got our cyan color chosen, what we're going to do next is we're going to tell the turtle, rather than using that little arrow shape as our turtle, we're going to use an actual image of a turtle, which is a possibility in this turtle module. So I'm going to write blue turtle.shape, and in brackets and quotation marks, I'm going to select turtle. And I'll show you what that does in just a moment. I'm going to write blue turtle.shape size. This is the size of our turtle. I'm going to make it 1.5. Oops. So by default it comes out at size 1. We're just going to up it a little bit to 1.5. I think size 2 is just a little bit too big for our needs. Now we're just going to put our turtle into its starting position. So we need to say blue turtle.pen up. And we're going to use the goto. We need blue turtle.goto. And we're going to put our blue turtle at the coordinates of -300, so over on the left hand side of the page, and 150, so in the top half of the page. And once we're in position, we can put the pen back down. So that blue turtle is now ready to start racing. So let's just save it and run it and have a look at what these few lines of code do. There we go. Okay, so I've created this instance of this blue turtle. That's the first line. We've changed the color to cyan, which is the light blue. The next line was changing the shape from that little arrow shape our turtle usually is to an actual turtle. The shape size is 1.5, so just a little bit bigger than the default size 1. And then we've just moved it to the coordinates of -300, which is over on this left hand side of the page, and 150, which is up above the halfway mark. So that's our first turtle. Now we're going to use very similar code to put in the next 3 turtles. So I'm going to simply copy what we've got here. So highlight it, press Ctrl-C to copy, and then press Ctrl-V to paste. Now the next colored turtle that we want is going to be a pink color. So I'm going to write in turtle2 and pink. And I'm going to change all these blues to pink. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I don't know how to do it at the moment, so let's just roll with this way because I know it works. Alright, so we set up a new instance of a turtle, which is going to be called Pink Turtle. That's the name of our pink turtle. The color I'm going to use is magenta, which is a bright pink. Leave the turtle shape, the size, the pen up. The coordinates are going to change though, so our second turtle is going to go to -300, and this time 100 steps lower, so 50. It's not going to be quite as high up the page. And that's it. Give that a quick run and you should see your second turtle appear on the screen. Looking good. We're simply going to copy and paste this code again and put in the next turtle. So I'll just make a few extra lines below here. Paste in the code. We're going to put in turtle 3 now. And turtle 3 is going to be the color yellow. So let's rename it to yellow turtle. And just copy and paste yellow over the top of all of those pinks. And the color that we want to change is from magenta to yellow. Everything else is the same except for the coordinates, where we're going to go to minus 50. Okay, that's still minus 300 on the left hand side of the page. Minus 50 though is just pushing it further down the page. Give it a quick run, just make sure you've got 3 turtles now. We've got the cyan, magenta and yellow turtles. Looking good. Copy that code one more time. This is our last turtle. Whoops. And this one I'm going to make green. So turtle 4 is going to be a green turtle. And its color instead of yellow is going to be lime. Okay. The name of this turtle is going to be green turtle. Okay, and we're just going to copy that green there and paste it in over the top of all those yellows. Go, and the coordinate is simply going to be minus 150 for the y value. Minus 300 will remain the same there for our x value. And that's basically it. So let's just have a look. We should have our 4 turtles now on the starting line. Perfect. Let's keep kicking on. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a little timer. So if we were to run our game in a moment, once we had a bit more code and have our turtles race, it's going to happen immediately. And we don't want that. I actually want a little 1-second pause before the race begins. So I'm going to put in a comment here that says pause for 1 second before racing. And we're going to use that time function, module, that we imported up here. So we're going to access that. So we're accessing the time module. And from there we're going to use a function called sleep. And we're just going to put 1 in brackets. It says sleep for 1 second, or basically pause your game for 1 second before kicking back in and completing the rest of the code. Okay, so it's time to move our turtles. This is where it gets a little bit confusing as well. It's a fair bit of code, I suppose, for very little movement, but it should make sense to you. It's not that hard to understand. Okay, so basically what we want to do, let me just show you this. We want to get our blue turtle, first of all, over to the finish line. And the finish line coordinates on the x-axis are around the 230 mark. So basically, I want this turtle to keep on moving until he hits that 230 x coordinate. Okay, probably sounds a little bit confusing, but let's just write it up and we'll see what he does. Okay, so we'll put in the first comment. Move the blue turtle. Actually, I won't say any more than that. Move the blue turtle. Actually, it's going to move all the turtles. So I might just rename that comment. Move the turtles. Okay, so I'm going to use a while loop here. We're going to say while blue turtle dot xcore, that stands for x coordinate. We have to do bracket bracket there, is less than or equal to 230. Okay, so the computer is going to be running the following code that we write on the next few lines while the blue turtle's x coordinate is less than 230. So now its starting position is minus 300. So it's got to keep moving across the page now until it hits this 230 mark. So what do we write in? We write in blue turtle dot forward. So we're going to move our blue turtle forward, and we're going to move him at a random speed. So we're going to use something called randint, which comes from this random module. Okay, randint stands for random integer. So we're going to move it forward at a random speed, somewhere between 1 step and 10 steps at a time. Okay, so while our blue turtle dot xcore is less than 230 x coordinate, we're going to move him forward at some speed between 1 and 10. Let's just see if that does anything. So they'll get into position, they'll wait 1 second, and then the blue turtle moves, and bang, when he hits that 230 coordinate, which is basically the finish line, he stops moving. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we want to happen. We just need these 3 guys to follow suit. Okay, so we're going to have to make this while loop a bit bigger. Let's do the magenta one next, which is the pink turtle. So we'll write and pink turtle dot xcore is less than or equal to 230. So basically I put in the same code as what I've used over here for the blue one. So while the pink turtle's x coordinate is less than 230, then we're going to do the same thing. It's just going to be for the pink turtle this time. So pink underscore turtle dot forward randint 1, 10. So we're moving the pink turtle forward now at a random speed, somewhere between 1 and 10 step at a time, until it hits the 230 x coordinate. Alright, let's give that a run and make sure that our pink guy is moving as well. There we go, that's looking good. And as you can see, the blue guy hit the line first, so that's where the race stopped. The pink guy doesn't, we don't wait for the pink guy to hit the line. Whoever hits that line first will stop our race, because that's going to be our winner. Alright, that's looking good. So let's just do it for the last two now. So we're going to copy this section of code here, and basically just put it in there. So instead of saying pink turtle, we'll say yellow turtle. Let me just zoom back a bit here. So it just says the same code. While that yellow turtle's x coordinate is less than 230 on the x-axis, we're going to do this same section of code. Just move it forward at a random speed between 1 and 10. And we're going to do the same now for our green turtle. So let's just copy that code one more time, put it at the end, and make sure that we do it for the green turtle. Just go back to the start of the line here. Zoom back in a bit. Right, green underscore turtle dot forward, and then we move the random integer between 1 and 10. Let's run that now. We should have our 4 turtles moving across the page. And that's basically our race done. Okay, that would have been a close one to see who won. Looks like the green turtle just snuck up in that race. But what we're going to do now, in case you do get a race like this where it's a little bit close to call who the actual winner is, we want the computer to tell us who the winner is. So we're going to get the turtle that wins to have a little celebration by spinning around in a 360 and also growing just a little bit bigger so it stands out from the other turtles. Alright, so let's get to that. That's going to be the last step in our code actually. So we're going to put in a comment that says celebrate the winner. And let's start with quite a bit of coding here again. It's going to be an if statement. So we're going to say if the cyan turtle, the blue turtle, dot xcore, and then bracket. So we're looking at the blue x coordinate. If it is bigger than the pink turtle's xcore, so that means, whoops, if the blue turtle is further along the page than the pink turtle, and we have to copy a bit here. I'm just going to copy all this section. If our blue turtle is further along the page than the yellow turtle, zoom back a bit here, and I'm going to copy that in one more time. So it's going to say, and the blue turtle's x coordinate is bigger than the green turtle's x coordinate. Okay, and then we put a colon at the end of that line. So let's have a look at what we've written here. Okay, back to the start. It says, if the blue turtle's x coordinate is bigger than the pink turtle's, and if the blue turtle's x coordinate is bigger than the yellow turtle's x coordinate, and if the blue turtle's x coordinate is bigger than the green turtle's x coordinate, that must mean the blue turtle is further along the page than any of the other turtles. That means it must be the winner. Okay, so let's just simply write a message. It says print, and then in brackets, blue turtle wins. Okay, that's going to just display a message in our console that says the blue turtle has won the race. Okay, now I'm going to add more to that later. I just want to do that for the other turtles now, just to find out if they've won the race. So we're going to use an elif statement, which stands for else if, because we know the blue turtle's not always going to be the winner. Okay, it could be the pink turtle. So let's do it for the pink turtle next. So I'm going to copy this line of code all the way across to the end. It's probably just quicker if I highlight it, so let's just do it with my mouse. Copy that, back to the start, and paste that in. Now we just need to change a few little bits at the start. So we're doing it for the pink turtle this time. So we need to switch the blue turtle and the pink turtle around. So if the pink turtle's x-coordinate is bigger than the blue turtle, and the pink turtle's x-coordinate is bigger than the yellow's, and then if the pink turtle's x-coordinate is bigger than the green. Okay, that's that line done. Then on the next line we simply write print pink turtle wins. Alright, so that is that. Let's do another elif, because we've also got a yellow turtle to sort out and a green turtle. So let's paste in that code again, and we're going to change blue here to yellow. We'll need to say blue. So if the yellow turtle's x-coordinate is bigger than the blue turtle, if the yellow x-coordinate is bigger than the pink, and the yellow x-coordinate is bigger than the green. Okay, put a colon at the end, and we simply write print on the next line, yellow turtle wins. Oh, having a shock with the typing, but there we go. We've got the first 3 turtles sorted. Let's copy this code one last time, and we'll do the green turtle now. So let's put in one final elif. Actually, probably just put in an else. That'll work even better. So let's just write else. So if there's any other winner, which is obviously going to be the green one, let's just say that the green one wins. So we'll print a message. Oops. We'll say green turtle wins. Alright. A little bit confusing, I know, but it's basically just checking to see which turtle has the biggest x coordinate. Whichever turtle does have the biggest x coordinate means they've moved across the page the fastest, and they are the winner once they hit that finish line. So let's have a look. We'll give it a run. It's basically whichever turtle hits the x coordinate of 230 first is going to be the winner. So we're looking for a message over here in our console when the race stops. Bang. So you can see our blue turtle is just a bit further along than the other guys, and our console agrees and says that the blue turtle wins. Perfect. What I want to do now is make the turtle do a little celebration for the win. So as I said before, we're going to make him grow a little bit bigger and do a 360-degree spin. Okay, so let's do this. We'll start with the blue turtle. If the blue turtle wins, what I'm going to do is create a little loop that spins him around. He's going to move 5 steps at a time and just keep moving to the right 5 steps until he does a full revolution. So let's write for I in range. Now 360 degrees divided by 5, I'm pretty sure is 72. So let's just put for I in range 72 and put a colon. On the next line, we're just going to write blue turtle dot right 5. So it's going to move the turtle in a right, not a right angle, right 5 degrees 72 times basically. So that will do a full 360-degree revolution. We're then going to write blue turtle dot shape size, which is an option to change the size of our turtle, and we're going to make it 2.5. Remember, our turtle is set to 1.5 at the moment. Making it 2.5 will just make it that one step bigger, so it'll obviously stand out from the other turtles in the line. And that's it. That is our little celebration for the blue turtle. Okay, so what I might do here is I might put a comment above this if statement that says blue turtle wins. That'll be better. Okay, I'll put that down on a new line. Now the next one down here, we'll put a comment that says pink turtle wins. So what do we do with the pink turtle wins? Well, we're going to copy and paste that loop. Okay, and we're just going to change the colors inside of it. So let's paste that in. Instead of the blue turtle, we're just going to make it the pink turtle. Oops. Pink turtle. I just realized I made a mistake. It's meant to say pink underscore turtle. And just up here on shape size, that's meant to say blue underscore turtle. Okay, so what we've got now is our pink turtle. If it wins, it's going to complete the full 360 revolution, and it's also going to change its size to 2.5. Okay, let's put another comment in down here that says yellow turtle wins. So what happens if the yellow turtle wins? Well, we're going to copy that little section of code again, and we're going to change the pink to yellow. Oops. There we go. So we now got the yellow turtle doing his spin and growing bigger. We'll copy that code one more time, put it in for the green guy. So the green turtle down the bottom there will also spin and change his size. Okay, let's just give that a bash. We'll see what happens. So there are 4 turtles on the screen. We know they race along. What we're looking for now is a change in size and a 360 revolution for our winner. And you can see the blue guy there growing bigger and doing his 360 degree spin. Alright, so that's perfect. I don't think there is anything else that we need to add to this little game. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot more that you could add in your own time, but I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, so save your work, and you have created your first little game there using Python's turtle module.